Demos in class will be loaded to Canvas, and they will be linked on the YouTube. Okay, so we're going to take a few notes. There's several things we're going to do today, okay? Take a few notes on the index card, not a lot, and then we'll move on to learning or continuing to learn how to polish from yesterday. We're going to compare cheap to expensive, quality, high quality, good brand. And then we're going to prep our paints, start on our color wheel. Tomorrow, probably finish it on Monday, okay? All right, so, and do some line work as well. We're gonna go ahead and draw a finger. Now, if you want an example, it's gonna be this one here, okay? So, we have our nail. And then we have our finger. Sorry, got a little chunky there. Okay, so this technique, this is called the I call it the three-stroke technique. If you go out into the industry and you say, oh, the three-stroke technique, they're going to look at you like, what are you talking about? But it's a thing, okay? I don't know that they have a name for it out there. Three-stroke technique. It's called the three-stroke technique because you stroke the nail 3 times and you're done. Okay? Something to keep in mind, something I told you last year, but just always keep in mind with everything. If a client can do it at home, why are they coming to you? Why should they pay you? Why should they pay you hundreds of dollars or how many ever dollars for a service when they can do that at home? Right? You got to set yourself apart from the person at home doing it DIY, the person that learns off YouTube and thinks, oh, I can do nails, but knows nothing about sanitation or like actual technique, and then the professional. Which one are you? Okay, and keep that line aside all the time. So, three-stroke technique, professional. When you go take your state board exam, this one, okay, must be. All right, three-stroke technique. You're going to start with 1. Just like we did yesterday, that was hard because it was on the mat and you couldn't brush off. But you're going to take your polish. You're going to swivel the stem. You're going to wipe the bottom of the belly. You're going to flip it over. On the top, there's a bead that's dripping down. That bead, that's what you want. You're going to place right here. Not on the cuticle, not on the skin, but a little bit further away from the cuticle area, from the skin. You are then going to, just like we learned face painting last year, you're going to press the brush down. You're going to expand the wingspan as much as you can, and you're going to push the product. You're just going to shove it up a little bit, so that way it'll paint the nail between where your brush is and the skin. That's a great way to avoid painting the skin. So you're going to drop your drop. You're going to go up a little bit, okay? And that's supposed to be an arrow. And then you're going to swipe down, and that's 1. That's the first stroke. Then it does not matter if you go to the right or the left and the right. It doesn't matter, okay? But let's do right. So you're going to angle your brush just a little bit because now you're not at a flat part, you're at the edge. So you're still going to do the same swirl. Wipe the bottom, flip your brush over. The bead is at that top of the brush. Put your bead down here. Open your bristles by pushing the brush down. You're going to push up slightly and down. That's 2. And by this point, you have covered almost the entire nail. And then the third stroke, same pattern. Put your bead down. You're going to push it up just a little bit to shove that product into that little nook without getting the skin dirty, if you will. And then brush down, and that's 3. Three-stroke technique. Okay? You are going to see the difference between using a cheap $1, almost like $2, but like a cheap product, and a $15, $20 bottle that was made ergonomically and with good stuff, okay? I mean, you are just going to see the difference. All right, so keeping this in mind, we're going to scoot this over to the side. We're going to get our little nail stick. We're going to get our white. Okay, again, we're going to roll it. Can't really roll it because it's flat, not very ergonomic, right? And the base is smaller than the top, so it's top heavy, so very easily topples over. FYI, this one it has more stability, okay? So just FYI. You're gonna roll open. Remember, because we flipped it over, the inside's gonna be dirty. We're gonna roll open, we're gonna swirl the stem, and we're gonna wipe the bottom belly. We're gonna flip the brush over. Now the bead is dripping at the bottom. Okay, you can even see it dripping. We're going to take our stem, our pinkies, they're gonna kiss for stability, and my arms are on my table. Okay, I am going to place at the number 1 my bead down, and then I'm gonna push that bead up to get to the edge, but not to get the stick dirty, and I'm gonna push my bristles to expand the wingspan and go all the way down. 1 time. What's that? Here you go. You're gonna go to the right side, and you're gonna go to the left side, and you're going to continue in the same pattern. You're not going to go back and grab more product. You're going to go to the right and swipe down. You're going to see there's lines. The product is like off. It's transparent. And then you're going to go to the left, push down, push up, and swipe down. And probably have some holes because it didn't cover. Do not swipe, 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 swipe. She can do that at home. Why is she paying you? If I can fix my toilet, why am I calling the plumber? Right? Like, there's no point. The difference, there has to be a difference between you and what they can do at home, which was what gives you value. So go ahead and put that down. Close your polish. Hold the stem and look at it against the light. Oh, yeah, I see that. I can see where the right, left, and middle overlap makes like a V shape. And then I can see where it's like streaky and like there's blank spots, and like my left side is like there's no product. It's okay. It's fine. That's the first coat. A mistake people do is that they sit there and like brush, brush, brush. It's like painting a wall, and it's not even dry, and I want it to look like it's 2 coats, and I'm being impatient. I just roll, roll, roll. I'm not doing anything other than just moving the paint around. I need to wait for it to dry. How do we do that? You go from pinky, and by the time you get to the other pinky, your first pinky's dry. Okay, the bottom layer has to dry so you can put a top layer, because if not, the bottom layer is wet. Base coat, first coat of color, second coat of color, top coat. That's 4 coats that the first coat isn't even dry. She's done, she gets her keys, she pays, she's walking out, gets in her car. What happens? She nicks her nail. She comes back inside and she, excuse me, I need you to fix this. I nicked my nail. And they expect you to do it right there and then and for free, and you're already with your other client, and I'm not going to do it for free. I sent you out perfect, and you came back messed up. Well, that was your fault because you didn't dry each coat. Okay, so you have to be patient. So pinky to pinky, and you'll be fine. Now, because it has additives and it dries fast, now touch it, and for the most part, it's pretty dry. Okay, so again, open, swirl your stem. We're going to do a second coat. Wipe the bottom belly on the inside corner of the neck of the bottle. Flip your brush over. Let that bead accumulate. Pinky's kiss. And place the bead at the middle. And then push up. Expand the wingspan. Come down. Still streaky. Now go to the left. Go to the left. Still streaky. And then go to the right. I didn't even get any product on that one that time. And then don't go over and over and over. Just trust me. Just trust me, okay? Go over and over and over. Okay, I tried to fix it. I tried to make it darker. I tried to smooth it out. Now take it and look at it against the light. Okay, it's a little better. I can see it's still like an overlap in the middle. Makes kind of like a V shape. It's very streaky. I can see some like clear spots that like didn't even get product on there, and that's right. So again, $2 polish, not ergonomic. Okay, you can't hold it right. Then the bristles. The reason why you get those strikes. One, you're pushing your angle. It's like you're like poking the nail instead of like swiping. One. Two, the bristles are hard. You know your little brush, the white brush in your kit that's like rough. You got one last year too. Your nail brush. That's this bristle. That's not soft, right? But now, once this dries, let's go ahead and grab our Orally bottle. It feels good just holding it. Okay. It's nice and thick. It has a good base so it doesn't topple over as you're trying to put your brush back in. The handle is ergonomically made, so it's got little ridges on it, so it has good grip. It's made out of a type of silicone rubber, so you can get a good grip at opening it should you need to, and then just hold it. It just feels good. Turn it upside down, and then, oh, that feels good. It like rolls perfect in your hand compared to the other one that you couldn't even roll, right? Ergonomic. Made in a design and made so that it works better for you, okay? A chair compared to a stool, chair's ergonomic, stool's not ergonomic, right? Because it's not built for you to have to use it in a better way. So we're gonna open it up, we're gonna swirl the stem. At this point, it's pretty dry. If it's not, it's fine. It's pretty dry. We're gonna swirl the stem, just feel it. Oh, the stem doesn't even move. Swirl the stem, you're gonna wipe the belly. Flip it over, let it accumulate, okay? The bristles are nice and round. You're gonna push the belly down, expand, swipe down. Ooh, nice and lush and thick, feels like butter. Go to the right, swipe, full coverage, left, swipe. Oh, this is just perfect. Oh, I skipped one, okay? It glides on, does it not? It's so smooth. The bristles feel soft. It doesn't leave lines. Right? Yeah. Feels good. Now, some of these polishes are we got them as a donation last year, but I don't know how long the lady had them. So some may be dried out. So when your liquid is kind of, thick, it's not going to polish like a brand new polish. But bristles make a huge difference. So, voila, there you go. Questions? Okay. All right, so let's put that off to the side. We're going to take our index card. We're going to place our index card here. Yesterday, moving on to the next thing. Yesterday, we made a striper, okay? We cut our bristles, and we left about 5 or 6 little bristles on our little brush, right? We left the bristles just from the middle there. Now we're going to use this one. So take your striper. You buy this the way it is. Give it a good roll. Open it up. Now you're going to swirl the stem. You're going to wipe the bottom belly. You're going to flip it over. Remember, it always has a top and a bottom. You're going to put your pinky down at the end because that's where you want to end up. You're going to take it and just at the top of the card, just give it a swipe. My hands are really shaky, so I'm not amazing at this stuff, but putting your pinky down gives you good stability. Just give it a swipe all the way across. Okay. Naturally, that is the line you're going to get with a striper that you buy that comes in the product. Okay. Let's do it again, but this time like face painting, barely push down, swipe it to get a really thin line. So we're going to swirl, we're going to wipe the bottom belly, we're going to flip it over, and then put your pinky, let it kiss the table, and then we're just going to barely touch the surface to try to get as thin of a line as possible. It may paint, it may dry up. Okay, try to make a line. I got kind of like a dash mark, and that's okay. Then again, you're going to put it in, swirl the stem, wipe the bottom belly, flip your brush over, and this time make your pinky kiss at the end where you want to end up. And push the line, push the brush. You get a thick, 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 thick line, as thick as you can get it. You go as far as you can go. Those are about the regular, thinnest, thickest lines you are able to get with this brush. Not a lot of control. Okay. Now, when we work with the brush that we made, lines are different. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of our alcohol or acetone, whatever you got, pump it into our napkin. Oop, that's squirted out, apologize. Get this little square, give it a good clean because we don't want our polish when we're dropping off our product to pick up any lint that I can contaminate my product with. We're going to go ahead and we're going to we're not going to swirl the stem, we're not going to wipe the belly, we just need to drop off some product, but I don't want to get, I don't want to pour it out because sometimes it pours out and then I get the neck of my bottle all dirty. So I'm just going to stick my brush inside. I'm going to load it really good and then just hover over the square and I'm going to drop off. I try not to touch the brush on the mat. I just let a bead or two drop off on my mat like so. Now some of you guys have really light colors. That's okay. It's not a problem. And Angel, you didn't cut yours, so just use the brush as it is. We'll cut it later. All right. You're going to take your alcohol and you're going to pump a little bit into the dish. You need just a little bit. And just swirl your brush around, get those bristles together. Get it wet, and then you're going to just wipe downward, just like when we do face painting, just to get a nice pointy brush. Now, if your brush is crooked or slanted, or it's okay, it's fine. We're going to load our brush. So we're going to dip our brush, and it's like 6 hairs, okay? So it's hard to see. You're going to load your brush into your bead. Now I understand that these stripers are 2-3 years old, so some are a little thick. That's okay. If it's unmanageable, just use the orally one. You're going to dip in your brush. So I'm just going to pick up product, and I got a big old gob of product on my brush. If I don't get rid of excess, this is what's going to happen. This is my line. I got a teardrop. That's not good. If I'm making spider legs, if I'm making an eyeball, if I'm making Little Mermaid's eyebrows, that's not good, okay? So you need to unload. You know when you do your makeup and you pick up some powder and then you go toot, 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 and then you put it on? Because if you tap on your palette and you go like this, it's like, right? Your blush is like right here because there's so much product you picked up. Same concept. So we're going to load our brush and we're going to swipe out onto our mat. And we're loading and swiping and making like little spider legs coming out from our product because I want to get rid of excess product. And you can't go over and over and over the same spider line. You kind of get a new spot each time. Okay? Then you're going to come and you're going to draw, pinky kisses the table, and draw a line. And now look more, that's more of an even line. The angle of your brush matters. If you're holding your brush more like a pencil and it's more like standing up, you got to hold it more flat. Okay, so pinky, and then your pinky's going to help raise and lower. Okay, like a lift. We're going to do that again and dip into your product. You're going to swipe to create those little spider legs to get rid of excess product. And then we're going to make it as thin as we possibly can. We're going to barely touch the paper. You may barely even be able to see the line and drag it across. Literally, you can't even see the line I created on here. That's as thin as your, look at the difference of those lines. Look at the thinnest line you created with the other one compared to this one. Huge difference. Huge difference. And when you're making a Mickey Mouse on a nail, that's yay big. Right? Okay, last one. Load it up best you can. Make some little spider legs. Pull, pull, pull. And make it as thick as you can. So you're gonna push it down and swipe and get as much. Oh, mine dried up. This dries fast, by the way. Get as thick as you can. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and take our napkin. We're gonna soak up our alcohol. Does everyone have acetone? Get a little bit of alcohol or acetone in your napkin. We're going to fold our brush over, or our napkin over our brush. Not to manhandle it too much, just gentle. Again, it's got 5 hairs on it. You're going to take a little bit more acetone in your napkin. You're going to place your napkin over the top of your square. You're going to hold on to that for a second. And then you're going to swipe down, and voila, about 90% of your product comes off with one swipe. You can feel the little warp in your mat, right? Just because you held it there for a second. Remember I told you that the acetone does that to your mat? It's fine. It'll settle down in a minute. Okay? Questions on that? Perfect. You know how to crimp your brush. You know how to make a striper. You now know how to use this striper to practice. Get an index card. Put your pinky down on one end and just swipe, 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 swipe. You can do vertical. You can do diagonal. Go up or down. And you can do it with your left hand. Remember that coloring book you've been coloring? Those muscles are now being worked. Okay? All right. So, you know the difference between a good polish and a not so good polish. You know the difference between thick bristles and thin bristles, right? The amount of bristles that are on your brush make a difference. We are now going to, since you've learned to polish, we are now going to let this dry really quick. Tomorrow, we'll have another index card. You're either going to put it underneath your middle or off to the side when you're mixing your pigments or colors. So we're going to get that for tomorrow. Go ahead and take your permanent marker, and you're going to take your wheel. You have this. Does someone not have this paper at their table? Everybody have one of these? Okay. You have one of these. Yours looks different than mine. Yours has the answers. Mine doesn't. Okay. So we are going to create what you see here on the wheel, like so. It's upside down, but like this. Okay? We're going to create the color wheel. If you do not understand the color wheel, VetTech is great. Okay, culinary is amazing. Even them, they use the color wheel. Color wheel is like the core and key to art, right? If you're gonna paint, and painting is painting color, painting hair, painting faces, painting nails. You've got to have this. Okay. Junior year, you're gonna meet the color wheel again. Senior year, Miss Amy's gonna like really harp on it. For color, you have to understand the color wheel. So we are gonna create the color wheel. Okay. We're gonna stick with just basics, primary, secondary, and tertiary colors. We're gonna create them using only these 3 colors. Any and all colors you see here, you can create with these 3. Okay, any color in the world, if you look around, any color you see, it's created with these. Now, black and white. Black and white are an abundance of or a lack of light. If you turn the lights off, what color am I? Black. If the lights are off, what color is the ceiling? Black. Why? Because there's no light. Right? And that makes sense. If I shine a huge bright light in here and there's just abundance of light, what do you see? What color are we? White. Everything is white because it's so bright. Okay? So, these 3 colors, as long as you have these 3 colors, you literally can make any color. If you have white and black, then it's endless possibilities, which is why your gel kit has those colors. And then you have it clear so that can make it more pastel, lighter, transparent, translucent, all those things. Okay, we'll get into that later. But let's prep this. Maybe it'll start. We'll see. All right, so we are doing something a little different in the first period class than you guys, bless you. So I've pre-labeled this, but let's take a look at your paper. We have yellow is always on top. Yellow is 12 o'clock. Some color wheels have blue on one side, red on the other. We're going to do red on the left, and we're going to do blue on the right. Does mine match your paper? Or is it backwards? Blue's on the right? Okay, same. Blue's on your left? Yeah? Okay. So we're going to do red on the left. And I said left, I meant backwards. We're going to do red on the left, and we're going to do blue on the right. Okay? But yellow's got to be at top. I want you to see this like a clock. So 12 o'clock is yellow. Okay? So I want you to take your wheel with your Sharpie. Now, as you work with this, you are going to, your hands are going to get rid of the Sharpie on the name. So I need you just to continuously put your name on, especially when you turn it in. Okay? So put your name. So this is the top, okay, where the nail sits normal. And when you flip it over the scoop side, that's the bottom. So just put your name on the bottom. And your class period. Your name and class period. And again, it's going to come off, so you have to continue. That's why you have a permanent marker in your kit. And if you didn't bring yours today, don't worry. You can catch it tomorrow. Okay. At the top, pick a nail. Doesn't matter what direction. Pick a nail, and the nail is going to be literally at 12 o'clock. That, label it at the bottom, Y for yellow. Y for yellow. Okay. You're going to go like the clock, and you're going to count. The Y, yellow. You got yellow, then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On nail number 6, that's B for blue. So you're going to label, and you can't see it on mine, but you're going to label your 6th nail for blue. So it's got yellow, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th nail is B for blue. Yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 6th nail is blue. Label it B for blue. Okay. Go back up to the yellow. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. So it's yellow. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ignore my R here. Yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th nail, it's R for red. So yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th nail, that's R for red. Yellow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th nail is blue. Between your red and blue, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nails that are empty. Okay, so 5 empty nails in between the yellow at 12, blue is on the right of you, and red is on the left of you. Some maps, some color wheels have it the other way when you're looking at things. It's fine. Okay. All right. So that's going to be where we start tomorrow. It's supposed to be like a 2-day thing, so we're going to finish this on Monday, okay? And it's going to be like, okay, guys, get in and do, okay? All right, let's prep our, oh, that was cool. Let's prep our paints. We're going to take one of them. This is mine from last year, so they're all dried up. Okay, we have, pick one, doesn't matter which one. Anytime that you open a product, you tap it on the table, you tap, tap, tap. Just so that way powder and liquid will fall down. You're going to hold it against the tabletop, and you're going to slowly open it, and you're going to feel for grit, powder, glitter, liquid, whatever. Yours is brand new, so you should be fine. Unless if it exploded open. Mine's dried up, okay? But when you open it, you should have a cap to it, like a protective seal. Go ahead and peel the whole seal off and put it on top of your napkin. And again, mine is used. Now be careful because there may be some oils in it that may spill out. Yours is very fresh, okay? Just put on your cap. You're going to take the back of your brush. You're going to dip your brush in all the way to the bottom, and you're going to swirl. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Mine is really hard again. Yours should be fresh. You're going to mix all of the products that are in that paint. Mix it all together. and give it a good swirl. You're going to do this to all 3 colors, red, yellow, blue. You're going to wipe your brush to get rid of any excess paint so you don't waste. You're going to pick up some alcohol. Acetone will eat your brush. You're going to pump out some alcohol. You're going to fold your napkin over and you're going to pull and twist to clean your brush, and you're going to do that 2 times. It's just acrylic paint, so it's not a big deal, but it does not come off of clothes or threaded jewelry, so be careful. And then you want to take your napkin and you want to clean the outer perimeter of your container just to make sure you don't make a big mess, and then you can close your container. Now, these paints, make sure they're sealed tight. These are cheapy little containers, so I promise you, if you leave your paints like this, it will spill out. If you leave them upside down, the next time you open it, oh, good luck, right? Because now the seal is gone. Questions? Fabulous. So that's all I have for you for today. Leave your color wheel paper on your table with the 2 polishes that you got from the rack or that were already there. Tomorrow, we will need your color wheel. We're done with the brush. And we need our paints with our polishes. Okay? Question. All right, that's all I have for you. Do what you need to do. If you have not finished your 3D flower, then